Are you videoing?
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Hi, my name's Jen.
Do you want to be on YouTube or what? No one ever does.
Yes, we've got to put something over top of that.
Drain thing, yeah.
Something that'll bring it up to ground level.
Yep. This is a bunch of tomatoes I bought last night. And interspersed with very, very small Thai basil. Unfortunately, I didn't bring the other phone, which was a stupid mistake. There were cabbages. They were all ripped out. Broccoli was there. And there. That was finished off and ripped out. The cabbages that were there and there still hadn't formed a head. We are 5 weeks into spring, and if we're going to get a decent crop in summer, we can't wait for cabbages to not form heads for another bloody month. So they got the heave-ho. Unfortunately, leaves will be used for something else, but a couple of the Karen people were going to, Burmese are going to try and cook them up, basically. What ridiculously small heads there were. There's some other tomatoes that a different variety. So I've got to come in here with star pickets and mesh, because all these are staking. These are the exact same variety that I got at home, same brand and everything. So just hope these little basil are going to make a go of it, because by hell they're small. It's a bit of the mint. It's the stuff that's sitting out the back for ages. And a bit of chilli. We've got Italian parsley, oregano, more Italian parsley, zucchini, another random tomato, German marigolds. I think they're actually proper bell peppers, like capsicums as we call them. Oh, celery. Somebody else gave us that celery from their own batch, their own garden. Spring onions, there's a few normal onions planted in there. That's cucumber, I think, these ones. Another cucurbit family. There's a bit of that onion. Didn't get any of the other irrigation done for any of the other beds, but we finally put together the damn one that I had the timber for, finally. Turned out it wasn't quite right. She was like too big, so I had to give it a trim. I'm glad to see this timber is finally getting used, as opposed to just laying on the ground, splitting up in the rain and the sun. So that's good anyway. And they found they had some massive treated pine, huge treated pine. So that one, these 3 are donated by somebody else, which are only about 3/4 of an inch. There is a 4th one. I don't know when the 4th one is coming. I don't know if we have enough dirt left for the 4th one. Oh, that's coriander. That's Italian parsley. Yeah. And this, which got nothing so far. I sort of said to him, you can't expect to really grow much here because of the shade. I mean, I'm pretty certain the sun's going this way to that way. I said that. None of us could work out where north was, so we couldn't even work out what way it was going to go. But I said, you could grow something so long as it requires shade to grow there. Don't get something that requires full sun, plant it here, and then say, ooh, what happened? Because it ain't going to get it. Also, just thinking about this now, might be a fair bit of radiant heat coming off of here. But then again, there might not be, because it's in the shade. So where's the heat radiating from? From nowhere. Native. This is a old desk that I sort of, they notched in, further down they notched in, and I had to trim the edges out of this and move it from here to the back. It's only a chipboard thing, but they saw the Laminex and they said, oh, good for a compost. It'll probably all just dry out in the middle of summer and never actually be much, but if they want to have a go at doing a compost bin, they will. And, this is a lot of I think the broccoli is down the bottom. This is all the cabbage that was ripped out, but they chopped. Oh, and the cauliflower, but they cut them off and got the cauliflowers in it. This is another bunch of crap which really should be in a bonfire heap or something. There's a bit more crap there. I'm a bit concerned that's going to reroot itself, some of that. Yeah, all natives. I'll put that in the garden bed. Bang. This is a drain she said we need to make some sort of a cover for. Some of these natives are quite nice. This is the damn stuff I'm worried is going to reroot itself. It might not in the summer heat, but it's just some sort of like a bird of paradise thing with like a ginger root sort of a... That's the thing, they rip it out here, dump it here. If it gets enough rain, all it does is just re-sprout here. So you get these things out, you got to actually make sure they're not going to just re-sprout into the other soil. A whole bunch of other natives. There's some that are ground covers and some that are bushes, and I sort of lost track of what was what, but I think most of these are bushes. Well, I hope they are anyway. Anyway, going to get some more mesh from home, as I was saying, a couple of star pickets being in here, and I think they need mesh where those two stakes are there as well. But yeah, they deliberately left that for the cucumbers to climb. Oh yes, we've got a hose out here, which will make up for the fact that we didn't put any irrigation. There's irrigation line there, but we had none of the T-pieces and the connectors and the flaming, not so glorified hose clamp thingies that them bloody things that are useless, weak as piss. So yeah, we couldn't make up all this, even though we got a bit of pipe there. Couldn't really. She left it all in a car and bought the other car. So that didn't work out too well. The fact of the matter is it would have been another 10-hour day like last time if we had got onto irrigation fitting. So for now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beds have got to be watered with a hose. And we're going to do so, like I'll try and do that once a week. We're busy tomorrow dealing with sheep things. I've still got to do washing this afternoon. I'm about to fall asleep right now. And you got a good water today, so I'll come in next week after church and or just walk out of the church building after the service next week and get on the hose. And lo and behold, bingo, got the right fitting. Didn't have the damn fitting, so got that. At least we had one of them laying around, so now we can use the hose. And the reality is all of it's all right, just except for the mint and this stuff here. So that's the only stuff that's going to be watered with a hose. Oh, and the natives along the fence there. And there's one other one right there beside that bed. Anyways, that's what's going on with that. And yeah, obviously you guys getting updated because of the dramatic change. And I'll see how we go with the spring-summer crop. It's finally started getting warm. We've had so many overcast days, but as you can see, it is beautiful, sky blue, cloudless. Except for a couple of ones way off in the distance. It's essentially cloudless. Oh, that's the colour. So anyways, we're finally getting to warmer weather. I was driving to work the other day. It's 27 degrees Celsius, which... oh, what the hell is that in American terms? I think it's about 80 Fahrenheit or something like that. After getting to 3 degrees, which is basically, hang on a minute, 38 Fahrenheit overnight, and the next day it was 80 Fahrenheit. This is the sort of bizarre weather we have here. My supervisor was telling me it was 3 degrees in Melbourne, and as I drove in to work and was in the city, it was 27. And yeah, but we're getting a lot of these warmer days, and this day's one of these days where it's, you know, the sun's sort of coming down and it's pretty bright, and we've got the proper spring, not the I'm going to be overcast for a week non-stop, clouds everywhere, raining flaming an hour a day, 2 hours a day, sort of spring. Hopefully it keeps raining, but we're hitting a time where the weather is actually changing to warmth. We've had the equinox winds at work. They've been ridiculous blooming equinox winds. You think you're immune to it all when you're in the suburbs. And I'm standing there trying to deal with this plastic wrap and the things flapping like hell, and I'm So yeah, the equinox winds will probably slow down, and then we'll be consistently getting warm days like this. So yeah, it's also a bit of... She asked if I ever had any problems with insects with tomatoes. I said, none of them touch it. Not a single insect touches my tomatoes, but she, I think, may have a few problems, which is exactly why we've got all the... This is actually Thai basil. We've planted all the basil with all the blooming tomatoes. Same with these two, just to give them a bit of a... it's one of these tricks where the smell of the basil drowns out the smell of tomatoes. It's one of these organic gardening tricks. It's not really companion planting where you plant onions and carrots together and one releases something into the soil which the other one absorbs, blah, blah, blah. That's companion planting. But this is like a pest-resistant or pest-deterrent organic trick by putting one certain stinky plant next to another to drown the smell, which is exactly why we've gone a little bit bongo drums with the marigolds along here, and that's obviously the same idea. Yeah, it's a damn lot of marigolds for only 4 zucchinis and 1 tomato. Anyways, I think you've been shown everything there is to be shown that I'm allowed to show. Well, that's worth looking at, more like it. And that's that. That guy's got a blood plum in the back there. I never realised that.